mean, so for me, it was like you said, Heart is one of the goats. Like that's one of that's always been one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like Zan has been in the culture for a long time, and with the Philly girls, they never really just was able. They made to me like I don't want to take anything from them. Caution. She made her name. She kept like they kept grinding. That's why I fuck with them. They really, really kept grinding. And with Zan, it was like Zan learned the cheat code. You know what I mean? She never really got the names that Hart did, but I feel like she's seasoned enough because I heard you say something about, as far as Hart being seasoned. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
Zan is seasoned enough to now like she should be getting these names. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's one of the girls that really never got those names like that. So yeah, I need to see her stand in front of Hart. Like I need to see that.
Mm-hmm. And Zan is warrior tested, so that's
Yo,
going. She got it.
Yo,
She got it.
That's a
Frozy,
fact.
what's good,
what's up?
son?
What? Nah, ain't no Frozy. What's up, Wayne?
Yo, Frozy,
What's going
what's
on,
up, son?
I heard niggas giggling. I heard niggas giggling and shit just a couple minutes ago. I heard it.
Okay, see, I was on mute.
Oh,
I was on mute. I was
no,
see that playing.
Wing. You see, I came and I spoke to you. Wing, you good?
I know.
All right, let's start here. Two things. Gwitty, hold on now. Let's start.
That's that talk.
All right, let's start here. Gwitty, your hat brim way too stiff and straight to be talking to me like that. All right, that's number one. Number two, you said niggas said you be in Philly more than me, right? That's what niggas told you. Niggas told me you had ringworm. I ain't believe it, so we can't really believe. No, that's what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm saying, Gwitty. No, hold on. That's what I'm saying, Gwitty. Like I don't believe everything niggas tell me, gang. So we gotta be careful. And then you said 22nd and what? Venango?
That's the 21st.
21st and Venango is what you said?
Yeah, I'm in North Philly.
Look, niggas take you to a block down Philly and you just lose your fucking, you just lose your mind. He put that shit in his he put that shit in his reminders. What happened? Talk to me.
I came bed. This is what really happened, bro. I was over there. I just told niggas where I was at. They pulled up and said, "Oh shit, you smacked in North Philly. Oh, you really?" Listen, I didn't know where I was at. This is what I'm trying to tell you, Frozy. I'm not from Philly.
No, but you there more than me. You know why you there more than me,
That's what they told me. That's what they
Gwitty, and then they'll tell you I'm not from Philly. So how do we make that make sense? A nigga not from Philly, and then a nigga down there more. I'm not from Philly. I'm from Norristown. Now you don't be in Norristown, do you?
I've been there once, only
one time. Oh, all right.
Bill brought me out there once. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
I fake like it out there. She was cool.
Yeah. Love is love. Who asked me about the Mecca? I was waiting for you. I heard your question.
There we go.
Yeah. I pulled up for you. I pulled up for you.
I know we know each other and all that, bro. I'm trying to enjoy the bid. Why you say that? It's the Mecca. Break that down. You a great analyst. So I need to hear this.
Two things. When a nigga fuck up, first thing he should be able to do is admit his mistake. I used the wrong word. Mecca was not the proper word to use for the point that I was trying to make. But the point I was trying to make was if you break down Philadelphia and Pennsylvania battle rap history, a lot of it started from Big Star. Big Star is from Norristown. Now, I understand the pushback of, but why was he shooting Norristown niggas? Well, because we was ass, right? And there wasn't a big community of hip-hop at the time. But the fact still remains, Big Star's a Norristown nigga. And without Big Star, a lot of shit might not have happened. We might not have heard of a lot of dudes. We might not have been introduced to some of the dudes that we call legends nowadays. But I said battle rap. A lot of people try to twist my words, Capri, and act like I said hip-hop. We're all students of Philadelphia. We're all students of the DVDs. We're all students of Young Bob, all that shit, right? Mm-hmm. But when you talk about modern day battle rap, when they started paying us money, they start putting us in arenas, they start putting pay-per-views, well, that's me and Bill Collector.
Mm.
And the only person I would even consider...
That was deep.
Are you comparing like battle rappers and from Philly and North? Like,
I'm saying battle rappers in Pennsylvania in general. Let's just do the whole fucking state. Let's add Pittsburgh too, right?
Yeah.
It's me, Real Deal, and Bill Collector. And then a lot of people came after that.
So
right?
So Tech Nine ain't have his run?
I was going to say Tech Nine name, but a lot of people try to tarnish his legacy. You know what I'm saying?
That shit,
but let's consider his legacy, because I don't, right? Let's consider his legacy. Mm-hmm. Tech was doing it by himself. Tech had no help, right? So even though when Tech was cooking, if you ask me, and this might be a hot take, I know he from Germantown, and everybody know SPI too, spinach with all that, right? Mm-hmm. But I felt like I necessarily didn't look at Tech like he was putting on for Philly. And what I mean by that is he was putting on for Philly, but Tech was actually a Philly rapper that sounded nothing like a Philly rapper, right? Mm-hmm. So if you remember how he was battling, that wasn't how we do it. That's not how we sound. That's not how we jotted it down. That's not how we performed it. He was something so different that even though he was from Philly and he was putting on for Philly, I wouldn't necessarily say that he gave you a lot of remnants of how a Philly nigga would sound. You know what I mean? So when me and Bill Collector hit the scene and we started becoming pros, Tech started to become a commentator. You know what I'm saying? Tech started to transition into commentating and stuff like that. You know, he had no reinforcements until me and Bill Collector hit the scene. And then when we hit the scene, you know, we did what we did. And, you know, that's what I meant. But the Mecca was the wrong word. I can admit that. That wasn't the right word I was trying to use.
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, he was ready for a fight.
Before it was you and Bill, it was the NH versus T-Rex battle. Mm-hmm. It was a big thing in Philly as well. But I definitely was hip to the when you Bill collected Time Bomb. Because Time Bomb couldn't last like the rest of y'all niggas could.
Nah, Time Bomb faded out pretty quick. But even if you remember, Dub the Phenom, right? Like, Hazy all crazy. Nice. Like, Dub is Gwitty. Dub always been cold.
That was nice.
Let me tell you about Dub.
Dub lost a family member. Dub lost a family member, so he kind of fucked up on it.
Dub from down Allegheny, you know what I'm saying? His baby mom is my cousin. That's how we linked up.
Damn. So y'all family basically.
Yeah, we folks. That's my folks. Yeah, Dub, my folks.
I've been to Dub crib over there by Checkers Broad and all that.
Tom Bomb is actually. So Tom Bomb baby mom and Dub baby mom are sisters. So Tom Bomb and Dub, they both got kids with my cousins. So we all related. We all family. You know what I'm saying? So
that's crazy.
A lot of people don't know that. Now, the thing about Dub is, what a lot of people don't know about Dub is Dub really is street nigga. And when I mean street nigga, like, I'm not talking about outside, letting shit. I'm saying like he really that. So he be dealing with a lot of legal issues. Dub be Dub be moving around. He be low. So it's really hard for him to navigate and shit. But he was tough, man. I always thought he was one of the hottest rappers. But just to finish it off though, Capri, my whole thing is, it's not necessarily me trying to downplay the city, but uplift Norristown. Because, one thing you don't really catch a lot of Norristown niggas doing is trying to talk down on the city. We don't do that because we honor what the city meant to us. But when you hear a lot of niggas from the city, it's always a little undertone when they talk about Norristown. Now, not everybody, because there's some thorough niggas who be like, man, I've been out there. I already know what it's like out there. You know what I'm saying? There's culture out there. It's a neighborhood out there. It got a heartbeat in Norristown. But that's more where that came from. That's more where that came from. And me just saying, because you got to understand, that's what me and Bill fought for. Me and Bill came in the game, and the biggest thing we did when we got on them PGs is not lie about where we was from. You got to understand something. If we never said Norristown,
we appreciate that.
But no doubt, Woody. But if we got on them cameras and they'd have been like, on my left, say where you from, and I was like Rosenburg Raw, Philly. You know what I'd have been dealing with? The same shit Easy was dealing with when he hit his peak. So the best thing we did.
That's the truth.
Listen, we would have still been able to get on because we was talented, but at some point Philly would have rebelled against us. Like, yo, where these niggas where they from?
Shout out Easy.
You know what I'm saying? So for shout out Easy.
Said that. That's real.
No, but that's and I'm not saying. I didn't say that to say Easy wasn't from Philly.
No, you wasn't doing that. We know.
I know what you did. Go ahead, bro.
But that was very important for us to do that because one, we didn't want to fall under the Philly umbrella because we really didn't rub shoulders with them niggas. And also, two, nigga, we wanted to put where we was from on. You understand what I'm saying? A place that was just known as a nut-ass neighborhood to a Philly nigga before we got here. You understand what I'm saying? So that's where a lot of that pride come from. See, people don't understand how geographical it is in PA. It's real geographical. But if you from the outside looking in and you let a Philly nigga tell it, past Shellham Ave ain't nothing but trees. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, that's not the truth. You know what I mean?
No, it ain't. Shit, right across from Shelton Ave, you still got Linwood Gardens. You got all that. Like, it's all
Capri. That's funny you said that. When I had my first daughter, my girl had looked for an apartment, and she was like, Linwood Gardens. I said, no, we're not going there. We cool. I said, that's where all the I said, that's where all the niggas from the Biddy trying to get out the mix. That's where they go. We ain't trying to go there. I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But it's much love for the city, man. The city was influential to us. Rock, same thing. Rock did go through that. Rock came out, said it was Baltimore, and then when he got popping, he had to let niggas know. Oh, hold on, it's Edgewood. I'm from Edgewood, but you know what? I don't know if Edgewood is called Greater Baltimore. Norristown is Greater Philadelphia. You understand what I'm saying?
Is it in the same county?
What? Edgewood or you
I was talking about the Rock shit. Like,
so I think Edgewood. I could be wrong. I think Edgewood like 30 minutes away from the city limits. I could be wrong, but
yeah,
that's not bad.
That's not bad. No,
that's not bad.
It's not bad.
It's probably in the same.
That's what I'm saying. So, Gwitty, I remember I had a California battle. I was battling out in Sacramento, and they was introducing me, and he was like, you know, on my left, we got Rosenburg Raw from Philadelphia, and I didn't have a problem with it because I knew for a fact a nigga in Sacramento didn't know what the fuck a Norristown was. You understand what I'm saying? So to a Sacramento nigga, he probably didn't even know that Pennsylvania and Philly was two different things, right? A lot of people hear Philly.
Some niggas think Philly's a state.
A state, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. For sure. Ask K Walker. And K Walker would tell you Philadelphia is not in Pennsylvania. Like you would tell you that.
But you know what's so funny? It's like that in New York and certain places too. But even like with me, right? A lot of people think I'm from Brooklyn. And I always have to remind them I'm from Hempstead, Long Island. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Even though I'm 5 minutes from the city, I live 5 minutes from the city limits. But I'm not from the city. So I have to say, but that's why
that's like Piffy from Fall Rock, but that's not Queens, right? Though.
Well,
like, it's Queens, but it's not Queens.
But if Gwitty didn't say
Queens, but it's not Queens. Like
if Gwitty didn't say I'm from Hempstead, that's where you from, right?
Yeah, I'm from Hempstead, Long Island.
Me just knowing Gwitty from battle rap, you couldn't tell me he wasn't from the city. You understand what I'm saying?
What they say.
I would have said he was from one of them boroughs, just assuming. You know what I'm saying? So to me, he don't sound no different than a fucking Bronx nigga.
No, but you know what it is though, because I live 5 minutes from the city limits. So people that come to Hempstead actually still think. So watch this, bros. People that come to Hempstead still think they in Queens. I live 5 minutes from Queens.
Okay, so I'll be in Brooklyn more than Gwitty.
Nah, you can't be. I got famous in Brooklyn. You gotta remember, we go hard as a Brooklyn League.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? But people will say that, so I understand what you're saying when you breaking down what you breaking down. Because if I said I was from Brooklyn, because I've been to battles when people said to my right from Brooklyn, and I you know what I'm saying? And it'd be like, damn, but niggas that's where I'm from know, okay, Gwitty be in Brooklyn so much that people would think I'm from there. So, but I always have to reiterate and let them know, just like how you said, nah, I'm from Norristown. But you and Bill did put Norristown on the map. I can definitely say that. Like, I've been a fan of y'all, even though I can talk shit and all that. Niggas watch y'all career. Nah, for real. Like, let's be for real. Like, so the way you breaking it down, that shit make perfect sense. Like, you just, like how you said, it wasn't the Mecca. You used the wrong word.
Yeah, it was a bad word.
But once you're using the PA history, because I'm going to say the whole state, now it all makes sense what you really meant. You know?
Yo, bro,
and that's dope.
Though?
Who that?
It's free right here.
Well, what up?
Good, bros. You feel like Bill did the most from where y'all from y'all section?
Did the most.
Yeah.
I think
Bill?
Yeah, I think you can strongly make a case that he did the most. Think about it. I mean, he came in second at the URL tournament, but him and Holmes, he split the money. Then he went and he ran the table and he won the King of the Dot tournament.
He did. 100K
so
Bill.
100K. So when you look at those two accomplishments, anybody making a case. Anybody making a case that Bill Collector did the most from that area, they would have plenty enough evidence to support it. You know what I'm saying?
And then what? You consider yourself top 10, Froze?
So for me, the tier system was something that was created.
Top tier, Froze.
No, I'm respectfully. I think. Being honest. I mean, no, I appreciate that. I understand. I understand the game a little differently now. You know what I'm saying? The tier shit was created to keep certain niggas in certain paywalls. You understand what I'm saying? So when you adapt to that system, you're a part of the system. You know what I mean? For me, in the last 3 years, I've been doing everything I could to start branding myself. So how could a battle league tell me what I'm worth when I can show you what I'm worth? You can't tell me anything. I'll show you what I am. You know what I'm saying? So to answer your question, yes, because I don't have to sit around the phone and I have to wait for the phone to ring to make money in battle rap. And I think that is a big deal.
Okay. And so this is my last question to you, Froze. Do you think that Norristown made a little bit more than Philly when it comes to battle rap or no?
Yes.
Made a little bit more what?
Like money?
Noise.
I thought he was talking about paper. I'm about to say
money.
Hold on. Well, let's break it down. Okay. No, okay, but let's break it down though, right? Majority of the rappers from Philly are either newer battlers who aren't really on the payroll like that, or they're kind of middle of the pack guys, and that ain't no shot. But you could kind of understand. Like, name me 3 top tier Philly niggas right now. So when you start talking about paying,
that's a good question.
Yeah. So when you start talking, you see why I slipped up and said the Mecca. I really meant just the So, but if you think about it, Bill won 100K and 25K, right? You think about I got a brand new deal with RBE after the Ill Will battle.
Okay.
And you just start looking at the money we was generating.
You did great in that battle, by the way.
Thank you, I appreciate it. You think about the money we was generating. I think me and Bill alone.
Y'all niggas was doing your numbers, right?
I think me and Bill alone might have made $250,000 together off of battle rap. I think that's a fair number.
Yeah, that's
a fair number. That's modest. Like a quarter.
I could just say Cassidy. All I gotta do is say Cassidy.
The hustler.
Just Cassidy. And that's it.
That's a fair point. Cass probably got that in 2-3 battles, right? But the reason why I wouldn't count Cass in that conversation is because Cass walked into battle rap a millionaire, so he garnered that money. It wasn't something he had to grind to get, right? So it cost that much money to get Cassidy. Why? Because he was signed to Swiss Beats, because he got records out, he got albums out. I don't look at Cassidy in battle rap as somebody who came from dingy ass shirts into being able to make themselves into a brand. We had to grind for it. So it's a little different.
I like your analogies.
Yeah, Cassidy. No, because you think about it. Cassidy walked in battle rap as a moneymaker.
That's a fact.
He walked in battle rap getting hundreds of K. So Capri, 2 things can be right, but I do think you tilting the scale by using Cass.
Nah, I hear you. I also want to say, if just so we can have the argument going, if Norristown is more lit in your mind as far as like for battle rappers and all of that, then why all the battle rappers want to battle in Philly and do events in Philly and not Norristown?
Because of the market. Right? It's the same reason why Norristown don't have a professional sports team. The population is 38,000 versus the city being 3 million. So when you talk about marketing and selling something, why the fuck would I go try to sell something where there's 20 customers rather than sell something where there's 1,000 customers? I'm doing myself a disservice. And 2, more lit.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, more lit.
He's good. He's good at this.
I'm a good kid, right? More. You gotta, but also you gotta, but you also gotta look at it from this standpoint. It's not about Norristown being more lit. No, Philly's more lit than anywhere in Pennsylvania for mostly anything, whether that's basketball, boxing, right, football. It's the biggest city that our state has to offer. But when you talk about inside battle rap, I don't know if there is, especially with battle rap, not hip hop, just battle rap. I don't know if you can find 2 rappers more accomplished than me and Bill Collector. I don't know if you can find that.
Yo, Froze, they saying Philly. I said Philly. They saying
$3.
They saying Cash and Easy.
So you guys can't have it both ways, right?
Nah, I'm saying what
no,
the
not you. I'm
okay.
saying I'm not you.
Now
I'm
talking
saying
about what the comments said. That's
you can't. Listen. One of Easy's biggest trolls is what?
Say it again.
When people troll Easy, what's one of the things they use the most?
The
Remy shit. The Remy shit.
All right, give me another one.
The two clean zones.
Give me another one.
No, you're not from Philly.
He's not from Philly.
Oh, you're not from PA.
He's not from Philly, right? Right. So for me, that's, and I'm not saying he is or he isn't. I'm saying that is such a big narrative. I don't know if I'm really with letting a Philly nigga use him as an example because they tried to make him from Norristown 2 months ago. Y'all remember? They tried to make you from Norristown 2 months ago.
I didn't even know they did that.
Yes.
That's what the comment they said though.
They tried to say he was from Norristown.
No, but they said so. I mean, listen, I don't really know where Easy from. Like, I met him back in 2012, 2013, and it was always Philly until 8 months
recently.
ago.
Shout out to the block.
So I don't.
Man.
Yeah. So, but if you're using
know.
Easy though, you know that would change the argument tremendously.
All right. So, Froze, I didn't even get the question I wanted to answer. So, what I was saying is, so you and Bill, like, to be honest, I made it happen for y'all region, but for people that don't know what Norristown is, could they say, like, you know what I mean? A fan would say y'all from Philly, right?
Well, Philly would say we were Philly unless you weren't comparing them, because every time they do a Philly versus, if we let's do this city versus this city, they always use me and Bill name. They always add me. They always put us in that. So it's like when we go into war versus other states, niggas need us. But when we just talking locally, it's like, nah, them niggas is Norristown niggas. So that's a Philly thing, man. That's not just for us.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? So for me, it's like, how could you ever down talk us in any matter or shape or form locally when you call us when it's time to go to war?
When it's time to go to war.
When it's time, and look, and not only that, Gwitty, hold on, not only is y'all want us to go to war, me and Bill on the front line. We literally the master struck. Yeah, like we literally the dudes that you gotta count on, like Froze. Bill, I need y'all to go in there and do y'all thing. Like, it's literally on our shoulders. So, you know, Ness too, but Ness is somebody that doesn't get mentioned enough too, though. You know what I mean? Because I love Lou. You know what I mean? Lou, one of my favorite rappers ever. You know what I'm saying? So I got nothing but respect for Ness. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with Ness a lot.
Yo, Capri, that was my question to you though. So you think like, when it come to like Philly battle rap, are y'all niggas naming Bill and Rose in y'all conversation? Froze, my fault. In y'all conversations?
When it come to Philly battle rappers,
yeah, because they kind of held it down for y'all at the same time.
We give them they flowers. Like, listen, man. We give them they flowers. Like, me personally, I've seen Bill. I've been to Bill's crib when he lived in Philly. He had cribs in Philly before. I've been there and all that. Like, I remember Rose when he used to argue with Face You the Fever and all these niggas in Trap House Philly Facebook groups and all that, not backing down. I know these niggas from that. So like, when people could mention them in the Philly category, but that's what I'm saying though. Like, they over here, like, everybody want to be from Philly. Like, Allentown considers themselves a little Philly. Jersey think they Philly. Like, a lot of people think they Philly.
Hold on, Capri. Hold on.
Jersey that thought they
he heard that. He caught that.
Yeah. Because once you get past, hold on,
no, because he said y'all think y'all from Philly.
Because to be fair, and this ain't no disrespect to Capri, it's a little ignorance behind that, right? I lived in Allentown for 6 years. Allentown is the third biggest city in Pennsylvania behind Pittsburgh and Philly. They do not think they Philly. That's not true.
No, that is true. That is true.
I lived out there. I've been in the city.
I went to community college out there, bro. My Bluebell, that joint.
Let me ask you a question, Capri. Let me ask you a question.
Community college.
I don't doubt it. Give me the three major cities in the Lehigh Valley.
Bro, tell me if I'm lying. Allentown got all the Spanish people, right?
I just want you to answer. Yes, it's a heavy.
Heavy. Bloods, all that, gang members and all that.
Yep, you're right. But let me ask you this. Do you know the three major cities in the Lehigh Valley?
Yeah, it's Easton, Bethlehem, Allentown.
Okay, so in
I
the
was out
Lehigh,
there.
no, for sure. No, that's why I asked you. That wasn't a
out to
trick.
He
Easton,
talking
they get
PA
busy.
shit, people.
That wasn't a trick question, Capri. That was just making sure you know what you're talking about question, and you do, right? But when I say Allentown don't think they Philly, nigga, you know how hard it is to find a cheesesteak out there? You feel what I'm saying? So like they got their own shit.
Cheesesteak in Allentown?
Listen, it's very difficult.
Nah, you gotta get it's Spanish food.
And if you just look at their dairy products,
It's like
right?
the Bronx. It's like the Bronx in Allentown.
They don't.
No, but you still get a chopped cheese in the Bronx.
But you can get. Hold on. I'm glad you said that. You said that. You could get a chopped cheese in Allentown before you can find a cheesesteak because Allentown.
That's not Philly then.
No, Allentown is. Hold on.
I've never heard that before.
Now my cousin
Nigga, hold
went
on.
to school in Easton,
Bro.
I think. Ain't that by Allentown?
There's not a place in PA where New Yorkers migrate more than Allentown. That's where all New Yorkers go to.
That's a fact. Allentown.
All right, so Allentown is way more of a little New York than it is a little Philly.
Yo, Froze. I think I'm thinking about Wilmington. My fault. I think Wilmington is called Little Philly. It's one of those.
Delaware.
Yeah, Wilmington, Delaware.
1,000%.
I was thinking about Wilmington. Never mind.
Yeah, because Jersey comment, nigga.
I ain't gonna hold you, and this ain't like I don't get no. I'm a historian with this Pennsylvania shit, bro.
What's good?
I can't lie.
That's
you know
hard
PA
to
like the
debate,
back
though,
of your head.
bro.
You like a
For sure.
studies teacher with this.
For
shit.
sure.
I'm
For
learning.
sure. I traveled the state. You understand what I'm saying? I know that. So people think Lancaster is just full of Amish people and horses. That's not true. Lancaster got
a black people from the links.
Nigga, Lancaster got a city and it's not pussy. It's nothing pussy out there,
I know
Joe,
niggas
bro.
from the links.
Yeah, Harrisburg is like that. Allentown and Easton. And Bethlehem, Bethlehem light, I came from. But Allentown and Easton, they got gang culture out there. You won't find no gang culture in Philly like that, far as like from a Crip blood standpoint. But they got MS-13s and shit out there. It'd be crazy in Allentown.
And everybody moved to Allentown. Everyone moved to Allentown.
I didn't know y'all had MS-13s in PA.
Bro, I'm telling Allentown.
New York, Texas shit. That's crazy.
Allentown's the hood, man.
No, I know Allentown's the hood, but I didn't know you had MS. Like I thought that was some because we got MS in Big Long Island.
Bro, Allentown I think Allentown like a big ass bootleg Badlands. Like I ain't gonna lie to you, it ain't as tough as the land, but you know it's a big Hispanic culture out there and shit. So like they not really Pennsylvanians, if that make any sense to you. Like them Allentown niggas is so many different people from different cities that move there. The city don't have no identity.
Nah, for
just
real.
A big city.
Real shit.
It's a mixing pot for real.
Yeah.
Real quick. Let's say what you gonna say real quick. What?
Ain't gonna lie. Go ahead, Free. Talk.
Hey, real quick.
First, do his thing real quick, gangster.
First and foremost, salute to Gwitty. I like it as always. Free, you're doing a great job up here as well. Salute to you.
I appreciate
Rose,
you,
OG Capri, my boy OG Capri, good to see you up here. Rose, salute to you, everything you're doing. I just wanted to say two things about something that Fro said way earlier. One, you talk about, I don't know if the right term was getting money, but when you say definitely, it was like once you put Easy in the mix, and I think you do got to count Cassidy. I get what you're saying and how he came into the game. But at the end of the day, if we just counting all the Philly battle rappers, it's going to be hard for y'all. Now, I remember the live where it caused all the controversy, and I was adamant in the comments, and I fuck with Luke, but I was adamant in the comments. If it wasn't for Froze, if it wasn't for Bill Collector, Philly battle rap was dormant. It is what it is. I know y'all had Ness, and I know you had, what's my man name that used to be on KOTD?
Uno Lavos.
No, not Uno Lavos.
Uno Lavos.
Zim.
Hold on. Uno Lavos.
No.
Philly?
Yeah. Uno Lavos from Philly, but no. What's the nigga? What's the nigga? He alright too.
Wrong.
No. He black. He used to be on KOTD a lot. I think he was on Midnight Madness.
Wait. Philly Swain.
Philly Swain. Yeah, I'm bugging. I can't remember his name.
I do this shit. You see me name 20 niggas?
Yeah. But all of that did not add up to what Frozen Bill Collector did, respectfully. It did not. And truth be told, Philly was living off a lot of nostalgia for a lot of years. So as an outsider, but I am from the tri-state, I am from Jersey. As an
Shout out Jersey.
outsider, we always looked at it like they close enough. Like Fro said, if it was a Philly versus some other group, they would go get them. So at the end of the day, I've been on plenty of these YouTube streets arguing with K Walker and them like y'all be picking and choosing when y'all want them to be from Philly, not from Philly. Like it don't really matter. Like if a person from Irvington, Newark, that's the same shit. Like it ain't Newark, but it's the same shit.
Bro,
It's
I ain't gonna
Essex
hold
County.
you. Not to cut you off, Keo. Like I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Norristown to Philly is Yonkers to the borough, bro. It's literally right there. Like it's literally right there.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
though,
Hempstead.
It's
bro.
literally right there, bro.
Yonkers
Would you-
niggas get love.
Yeah,
Thousands
because
of them put
no,
the
no.
niggas-
No,
No,
it's
no.
not the city though. Why?
But what I'm
Nah,
saying
but
is,
you
like
wouldn't even know that.
I'm just saying. I'm saying. I'm saying from a distance point, right? Like if you look at Norristown, right? Norristown is 4 miles, 19 minutes from the city limits. That's how close we is. It ain't far. Matter of fact.
You're basically still in the city.
Matter of fact, not only that, Gwitty, we all
White
use this.
Plains Road.
We all use the same public transportation. SEPTA is Southeastern Pennsylvania transportation that runs from Philly, Norristown, Pottstown.
Oh, wow.
So Philadelphia and Norristown, Montgomery County, we share the same public transportation. It's the same thing.
But you're in the same county.
It's we Philadelphia County, Montgomery County, Bucks County, Delaware County surround the city. So as soon as you get out of, literally the minute you get out of the city, you're in our part of town. But I wanted to double down on what Keo said when it's about picking and choosing, right? Y'all remember Philly versus New York on the trenches?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Who headlined that event?
The battle Mike P. I was on that call with Kaboom.
That was fire. That was fire.
Who headlined that event?
You did. No. Hollow Man. Hollow Man had ice and you.
Nah, me and Mike P. They was the co-main.
Oh, you and Mike P was
Me and Mike P was the headliner.
Oh, y'all
Me and Mike P was. Yeah, me and Mike P was the main event of that. No, you good.
I know that main event, co-main event shit. But
So, you look at it from that standpoint and shit, that was a Philly versus New York, which is a rival. That's like the biggest rival you can get when you talk about a Philly verse or a New York verse. Like, maybe you could do New York versus Jersey, but I think when you think about tri-state, the biggest rival would be New York, Philly. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
So, and no disrespect to Jersey. Jersey, respect to Jersey.
Get tough. Shout out Jersey, Jersey with us.
Yo,
you gotta
I want y'all to know we put in cities versus states, yo. We put in Philly, a state versus.
It's like that though. I feel like with New York and Philly is
Philly, New York City, and Philly is the same.
I already know what you about to say, Woody.
We both feel like we birthed battle rap. So when it comes to New York and Philly, we always got that competition.
And I got another thing for you. If you look at New York and Philly, we both kind of big bro certain parts of Jersey. So you think about Morrisville, Trenton, and King. Hold on. I got you. Let me land. No disrespect, Keo. Think about it. Camden, Trenton, Morrisville, right? That all covers the Philadelphia side, right? And then look, Newark, Jersey City. That's right there by New York. So you look at Camden, Trenton, and no disrespect to these cities, they rough, but they're like little Phillies. You go look at Newark and you go look at Jersey City, they like little New Yorks. That's just how it is.
All right, so let me respond. Hold on. Let me respond.
It's like a borough outside of us.
Keo from Jersey?
In the city.
Yeah, one voice.
What part, Keo?
I'm from Newark.
Yeah,
Let me just respond though. Let me just respond. So I get what Froze is saying, right? I'm gonna be real. When it comes to New York, New Jersey, New York is the big bro, right? But when it really comes to the city, no, it is because it's 8 million people in that motherfucker.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
but when it actually comes to close to the city too.
When it comes to the actual cities, though, like New York niggas ain't got no stain on none of us New York niggas, or they don't get no stain, or they don't come to Jersey to do they don't got no type of effect. Now, for my niggas in South Jersey, Camden, when Camden was the murder cap. I believe at one point it was when I was young. It was the murder cap.
It was murder cap from 2000 to like 2008. I remember that shit.
Right. I don't know how they was.
They made.
I don't know how they was giving it up with Philly, I used to hear they was warring with Philly. I got a
They used to
cousin that
go
was
to the
down
clubs. They used to come to our clubs.
I'm gonna keep it a bean. That span you talking about when Camden was the murder cap. That's true. They had it for like a
that was like
significant
2009, 2010 type
What I was
shit.
about to say, Capri can attest to this. Every year they didn't.
2000.
But every year they didn't have it. Chester, Pennsylvania had it. Right? So Chester had the murder capital a bunch of years. But no, go ahead. I just wanted to
forgot about Chester.
No, that's good. I didn't know that. But I do remember Camden being a murder cap.
Chester giving
I knew
like
I remember Camden being a murder cap. And I know they was going to war with a lot of Philly cats. Now they do talk like them and dress like them.
Chester was different. They was trying to prove something.
Well, you gotta understand, Chester's such a small population. Their murder rate per what their population was insane.
Oh, so Chester not Philly?
No.
But it's close though. Like it's close though.
But it's very close.
Hold on. So one more question, Froze. What about Darby? That's not Philly either. That's
Darby.
Philly.
Darby is a suburb of like the west side of the city, right?
But it's close though.
But they give niggas love. They showed them niggas love.
Hold on. I'm about to tell you this how crazy
like
it
Upper
is.
Darby.
Niggas be picking. So listen.
Okay.
Darby is the Norristown of the west side of the city. Right? So if you look at how Darby is, Upper Darby and all that, that's literally the Norristown of that part of the city when you talk about distance. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So it all depends on who you ask.
Damn, so they just not fucking with y'all. And so what?
No, they is. They just having fun. They having fun with it.
But no, you hold on. But you gotta. I'm gonna tell you why. If you ask a nigga from the north side of Philadelphia, he's gonna have more respect of Norristown than somebody from south or west, right?
Okay.
Because they're on the opposite side. So, for example, if where I'm at right now in Montgomery County, if I wanted to drive to West Philly, it's more closer to like 45 minutes to an hour. But if I want to drive to North Philly, I'm 7 minutes. You understand what I'm saying? So we're the county of the north side of the city. That's why when you hear me and K Walker, when we argue, he from South Philly. So Norristown isn't his suburb. It's that part of the city.
Oh yeah, so
and those counties and shit.
Not from Philly then.
But see, he don't. No, but what I'm saying is basically he don't look at it like somebody from North or Uptown would look at it
because he's from the other side.
Because when the North side niggas when they get into their 20s and 30s and they ready to move out of the city, they usually come up to the Montgomery County side. But if you live on the West side, niggas start migrating into Delaware County, your Darbys and your Yadens and shit like that. So it's just all geographical and what part of the city you talking about. You got to understand, I think Philadelphia is the 5th biggest city in America. So, but if you're from down here, you really know it's small. You know what I mean? So I actually think the size of Philly, when they talk about it being the 5th biggest city, that's population, not mileage.
It's all population.
It's population, not mileage.
Now, here goes something I want to ask y'all. Well, before I ask the question, I'm going to ask the question. I need y'all to answer. But before that, I wanted to say, like, and I've had this talk with K Walker. Like in Jersey, we don't care because a lot of cats I think is from Newark. It's not even from Newark, and that's not no diss or no gotcha moment. It's just what it is. Like they're not from Newark. They're not born and raised in Newark, but it's close enough. Like it's like all right, whatever. It's East Orange, Irvington. It ain't like Newark to Jersey City. Now Jersey City, no Jersey City nigga will ever claim Newark, and nobody from Newark would ever claim Jersey City, right? But at the end of the day, Essex County is Essex County. You don't went to school in Essex County, you got family all over Essex County. You're catching the bus. The buses go through North Irvington, East Orange, Orange, West Orange. Like, so what I'm saying is it don't really matter. So for somebody like an Arsenal who been repping North for years, really being from Irvington, it's not like nobody gonna be like, man, he ain't really from North. Because it's like, nigga, that's the same thing. I don't know why they really. I used to ask K Walker and I'd be like, well, why y'all be trying to be on Bill Collector and Froze so much when it's close enough. But
I got a good answer for that, KL. No, I got a good question. I got a good answer for that question. It's not just a Philly Norristown or a Philly suburb thing. It's a Philly thing in general, nigga. The 13th Street might not be cool with 14th Street. Like it ain't. It's different out here. So it ain't just a Philly versus outside of things. Like the neighborhoods inside of cities, they go through it. You know what I mean? Capri probably can tell you a little bit more about that.
Like you could go on one block, right? Like let's say if I go on Broad and Chew to visit my bro, I can go on his block and be like, yo, bro, let's go get some food. Let's go walk down the street. He'd be like, yo, bro, you go by yourself, bro. We just did something to some niggas right down the street across the block.
I was just about to say, a nigga, like if it's a store that two neighborhoods, like two blocks could share, certain niggas take the long way to the longer store because it's like that. So
right, but listen, not to cut your wisdom, I'm saying we all understand politics and geography lessons. I'm saying it like this: Philly is a little too crazy when it come to arguing they suburbs or they cities
That's
or they
fact.
greater. New York do the same thing, but they only do it. New York only do it to Staten Island.
Nah, but I never heard. But I never in my life. Y'all hold on. Nah, but hold on. But hold on. I never in my. Hold on, no, hold on, bro. But I never heard like a Bronx nigga clown a nigga from being from Queens. I never heard that in my life. And nigga, you from Queens? Like I never like it's almost
the town.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
that's the town.
Like don't go to Queens, but they not.
But cool. But what I'm saying is like when you think about the historic boroughs in New York City, I rarely ever hear another borough like talking less of another borough. Maybe they're like we the best borough.
They do. The Bronx. The Bronx think they tougher than Brooklyn.
But hold on.
The Bronx think they tougher than Brooklyn.
Let me finish. I've heard people say like like I've heard people say like from Brooklyn like all the bitches is in the Bronx. You know what I mean? Like I've heard shit. Yeah, I've heard shit like that. I'm more saying like I've never heard like for example I never heard Math Hoffa say man he a nut ass Harlem nigga. He from Harlem.
Like, he an older nigga too.
Yeah, though, like it just seemed like y'all got respect for it. Just seemed like it just seemed like New York got more respect for the city as a whole rather than certain parts of the city. Philly not like that. Philly it's certain parts of the city. You know what I'm saying? Like New York kind of is a little bit more collective.
That's what I was saying.
I mean, it looked like that on the outside.
I know what he's saying though. Even though it's separated, New York niggas like a Bronx nigga be like, I don't go to Queens. That's it. Like they're not gonna really down it. They be like, I don't go there because it's kind of far from each other.
Hey, yo, fellas, I gotta get out of here. I don't mean to leave abruptly. Hey, Gwitty, man, shout out to you and your channel, Brody. I'm a sub up. Man, much love.
Shout out to you.
I got you.
Pulling up, my nigga. Yeah. You know, next time I'm gonna fetch you up, but you gave us a history.
So look.
I didn't know you was a history teacher.
So not only telling you, look, buddy, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not battling on battle leagues no more. I'm booking battles for my channel and shit. So if you want to lock in and try to get that shit done, I've been talking to Quad. He been hitting me up all year on your behalf and shit. So that's something we could do. You know, I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? We can do that shit on my channel.
We definitely gonna make it happen. You definitely told me. Yeah, definitely in my line. You know you
all
can.
Right. Y'all niggas
hey, Pros, before you leave, hold on, before Pros leave, I just want to say, do you disagree with his last statement? I think that what you and Bill did extended Philly's battle rap lifespan. Without y'all, Philly would be like, it wouldn't have got to this point where they got a chance for the resurgence. What do you think?
I think that we stopped the boat from sinking.
That's what I'm saying.
I think we stopped the boat from sinking. I think when we was going through a downtime, we had two niggas who was from outside of Philly who was kind of able to hold it together until Philly started to appreciate and kind of respect the new modern day battle rap. And now you see towards the end of me and Bill's battle rap career, it's a whole hoist of Philly battlers. And at the end of the day, you know, that's all we gave a fuck about. So, you know what I mean? Was putting the town back in order and shit. So yeah, no, I do agree.
I agree with that.
All right, fellas, much love.
Capri, you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that. I feel like Bill and Froze, they had a error. You know what I'm saying? Like they like with the block city shit, because Dub the Phenom was cooking too. But like I just feel like Bill and Rose was able, because you gotta think about it. Norristown is the hood, but it's not Philly, so they not burnt out like Philly niggas. Like I feel like we fuck up the bag a lot more. We might be too angry, too aggressive. Bill Collector and Froze is just the right aggressive, just the right smarts to where they not gonna fuck up an event or have people looking at them like they a flight risk. So like it was easier for them to get the bag and shit, because we had niggas like Face Shooter Fever, Big Hands. We had niggas, but like I just feel like.
Let me segue to ask Gwitty and anybody else